hearing on legislative bill 2022-04. It's an act to establish Chapter 46 Law Enforcement Review Board of the Wicomico County Code. And we have Mr. Andrew Illuminati here with the County Attorney's Office if there are any questions.
Thank you. At this time, we open the floor for a public hearing on legislative bill number 2022-04. If you have any comments you'd like to make in reference to this bill, come to the podium, please. State your name, your county of residence, and your concern. Thank you.
Speak now.
For police accountability?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Julie Giordano, Wicomico County. The police accountability bill is a piece of legislation designed to completely break the judicial system and the free society of Americans, and in this case, Marylanders. When this type of legislation is enacted against law enforcement, ultimately the citizens are the victims. They are the victims of the crimes committed against them, the victims in the courthouse with no justice, and now victims in a society where their freedoms and way of life are being taken away from those people involved in the criminal activities. Isn't it strange that the rights and due process is being taken away from our officers and law-abiding citizens, and more rights are continually given to the criminals? Crime appears to be at an all-time high. Baltimore just had its 100th homicide for 2022. So why don't we aggressively attack the punishment of convicted criminals? Why are we attacking the people that keep this place from being the wild, wild west? How many more second chances are convicted criminals going to get? Based on this bill, our police may not be willing to perform particular duties in fear of lawsuits and criminal charges. And you know what? I wouldn't blame them. For example, part of this new legislation that's going to be taking place in July is the idea of proportional force. So here's an example. If law enforcement responds to a call for a trespassing complaint and the trespasser is agitated by police presence, the author of this legislation wants police to back out and leave because trespassing is a misdemeanor. And I think the maximum penalty for that is 90 days in jail. Since it is a minor crime, and if the suspect were to resist law and order and something bad could potentially happen, they are saying enforcement of the crime is not worth it. I sure hope none of you need the police when unwanted people are on your property. The Citizen Review Board does not sit well with many because average people are not trained in constitutional law, Maryland law, or the policies of the department. People tend to base decisions on perception and not reality, meaning what they think the law should be and not what it really is. When it comes to police reform, many things do need to change, but this isn't the change. This is an attempt by people against law and order to have a lawless society at the expense of everybody's freedoms, starting with the persecution of our police that keep us safe at night, keep our roads safe to travel, and even keep our kids safe at school. Without them being able to properly protect our way of life, what will our society look like? When decisions are made for this board and when people are appointed, I truly hope those involved in those decisions remember law enforcement has a job to do, a thankless job to protect our citizens, and here in Wicomico County, they do an amazing job.